This box showed up today on the steps. Thought we'd do a quick opening, see what's in here. Should be pretty straightforward. All right, here we go. It's the Uniarch Life in Focus. This is a security system. Comes with 4 cameras and a DVR and a bunch of cables to get it all connected. Let's give this an open and see what's inside. Box is kind of nice. It's got the handle on it. Even in here, one of the boxes has a handle on it. This is probably the DVR. Yep, this is the DVR box. So let's just set that over here. And this has cables, maybe. Another handle. Bet you this is the cameras. Take a look. Okay, here's some stickers, security stickers, and there are 4 cameras in here. These are hardwired cameras, so there are wires coming out of them. There's a BNC connector, and then there's a barrel connector for the power. And here's some mounting hardware. There's some 4 anchors and 4 screws. As suspected, this was the heavy one. This is all of the cables. For each camera, there's a bundle like this. It has BNC and power, and this is 65 feet. And there should be 4 of those. Here's an HDMI cable, and that's for connecting a monitor. There's a network cable, RJ45 connectors. Here's a power splitter, so this is where the power gets connected. And then each of these cables then will be run to one of these. So that just takes our power adapter and splits it 4 ways. The power adapter, and another power adapter. So one of these should be for the camera, and one of them maybe then is for the DVR. Well, let's see what's down in here. Okay. This is a mouse, so this whole system comes with a mouse. And this is really the brains of the whole system. And the how-tos. There's the main DVR unit. If we look at the back, we'll see that there are 8 BNC connectors. This kit comes with 4 cameras. This DVR can handle 8 cameras. Here we have an audio in and an audio out. We have an RGB connector, and we have an HDMI connector. There's an RJ45 plug for networking. And then there are 2 USB ports, and then the power input. All right, so that's everything in theory that you need to get this set up. So the camera has the ability here, it looks like. We can, once it's mounted, you can turn it and then lock it in place. And then it also has a screw here that lets you tilt it up and down. And these cameras are water resistant. Hate to use the word waterproof because nothing's waterproof. According to the specifications, the waterproofness of this is IP67, which is pretty good. I'll do a quick definition of what the IP rating is, but for the first number, 6 is the highest, and that's for particles and stuff getting in. 6 is the highest rating. And then 7 is not the highest rating for waterproof, but it's getting up there. These are designed to be outside. You can use them inside. They have night vision rating of just over 65 feet, I believe was the number. So basically the same length as the cable, oddly enough. All right, so we've got 4 cameras, DVR, power, cables, and connecting this should be very simple. It's literally just a matter of taking the cables, plugging it into the BNC connectors, connecting the power, all at a central location. I'll want to connect a monitor to this so that I can see what's going on. Then using the mouse as an interface, I should be able to get it all set up. We'll do some experiments with it and see how well this works. This is the basic or the default interface for the software that comes with this Uniarch kit. And this is a camera. Normally this camera would show up here in my camera number 1 position. I've just disconnected it. We can just review again how easy this is to connect. It's a BNC connector. I don't know if you can see that when we get up here close. So it's that type of connector, which you just push in and turn. And we'll add the power, and you should see it show up right here pretty much right away. So pretty straightforward getting this connected, and it's just a matter of running this big bundle of wire somewhere. In my case, for testing, I've run these wires up through the ceiling, and then they go outside to these 3 external cameras that I have. For mounting, these cameras mount up pretty straightforward. There's a slot here where the cord can come down. We look at the front. There are 4 screw holes for mounting this. And then there's a 2-axis set screws. This set screw allows me to turn the camera. This set screw allows me to rotate it up and down on this axis. And then here we can loosen this and get the whole camera to rotate as well. Down here is the emitter for the night vision, and then up here is obviously the lens for the camera. When it is in night mode, there's a little LED somewhere on here which glows, and if you look carefully you can see those cameras then at nighttime. If you've never worked with this type of software before, it takes a little bit of getting used to. Once you know where things are, then it's kind of cool. One thing you can do is you can take any one of the camera images, you can click on it and drag it over into a different position. I'm going to get logged in. So you can get your screen set up however it makes sense. This particular camera is inside where I'm standing right now. I'm just off camera. This is facing the front of my house, and these 2 are in the back. You can see here, this is the slide. You can see it in 2 of these shots. One thing that I want to do with this camera is keep an eye on the gardens. We have sometimes night visitors will come and eat the flowers and that sort of thing, and we want to get an idea of who's doing that. If you right click, you get a whole slew of menus. This video is not going to go through all of these options on how to get this set up. Under the alarm setting, we can set up an area for each one of the cameras. I currently have my motion detection disabled for camera 1, which is the camera that's in this room. If I switch to one of the other cameras, for instance the one facing out the front, I have a rectangular area drawn here. It's hard to see because it's nighttime outside, but right here is the driveway coming up to the house. And I do have motion detection enabled, and I have it set to the ultra motion detection, and both pedestrians and motor vehicles. So pretty much anything that comes through here, I can have it set up to trigger an email. As an example, I could come up here and I could say, if camera 4, if something sets off the alarm, I can come up here and turn that on, and an email will get sent to me if something comes up the driveway or somebody walks through the yard, that sort of thing. On this particular day, there was a fair amount of traffic. This is someone to come pick up my daughter for basketball practice. And here's my son heading out to do something. He's always doing something. Here's my daughter getting a ride back from basketball practice. Here's me with the trailer hooked up. I'm headed out to the local lumber yard to pick up some doors that I ordered. Here's me coming back. And that works pretty well. I've tested that out, and that works pretty slick. One of the settings over here is email, and has all the configuration for sending out email notifications. As I said, I'm not going to go through all of this. There's so much. This would be multiple videos on its own just to go through and show how everything works. Probably can't see that, but there's an airplane flying across here. So it's picking up the strobe off of the airplane right above my finger. I'm out on a new moon night, so it was pitch black. I could hardly see what I was doing. I was pacing off the distance from the camera over to our little outbuilding. You can see how bright that flashlight is, and that's just a little tiny mag light, and I needed that to see where I was going. Out in front, I'm also pacing off the 65 feet, which is supposedly how good the night vision is. You can see how bright the car headlights are as they go past. The driveway is just under 60 feet or so, and when I get to the driveway and I get there, I kind of disappear. So 65 feet definitely is a far limit. What I want to do with one of these cameras for sure is leave it here near my laser. That way I can kind of monitor what's going on and potentially use some of the recording, use a time lapse, that sort of thing. Quality looks pretty good. I think this will work well for this kind of usage. Having one of these cameras set up near the laser, potentially put another one in there over by the router, that would work out nicely for an overhead shot or wherever I set the camera and doing time lapse. That would be a great way to do that. The image quality is good. It's running at HD, so 1920 by 1080, so good resolution. The quality of these cameras is really good as well. The night vision part, I don't know if 65 feet is really accurate or not. Yeah, you can see stuff out at 65 feet, but you can hardly tell what it is. 50 feet might be a better number. I'm still impressed. 50 feet is a long way for a little camera, low power draw, and you can see in the footage that I did, my flashlight showed up really bright as well. So the night vision is pretty good on these cameras, and if you get everything set up, you get the sensitivity set up the way that you need it, it'll pick up motion. The drawback, and I don't think there's any way to get around this, when it was snowing or raining, that would sometimes get picked up as motion. What are you going to do? The setup for this whole unit couldn't be simpler unless somebody came and did it for me. The cameras plug in easily to the back of the unit. You plug in your networking cable if you want to have it hooked up to your local network or even out to the internet. You can plug in a thumb drive as well as the mouse that comes with it, and you can connect an external monitor so you can actually see what you're doing. There is a web interface, which might even be the better way to go. You can do everything from the web interface that you can do from the machine, and it makes it a little easier. You don't have to be standing at the machine using just the mouse. So I would prefer using the web interface, which is what I've mainly done on this. It's faster if you want to get video for a project or download it. It's faster just to take the thumb drive, hook it up to the machine, and tell it what you want to download. That was super easy to do. Setting up the networking and the email interface stuff, if you know how to do that, very simple to do. If you're not familiar with that, call in somebody who does, because you need to know. If you know how to set up email on your phone or your computer, it's the same process, it's the same settings. You just need to know what the different things mean. I found it relatively easy since I'm kind of an IT techno geeky kind of person, so not a big deal. All in all, I found this a very good package. It's not that expensive. I think it was around 180 bucks for the whole unit with the 1 terabyte drive and the 4 cameras and then the XVR. So that's a pretty decent price for HD cameras. I thought that was really good. If you're interested in buying one of these, I will put a link down in the description. You can click on that and it'll take you to the Uniarch website on Amazon, and you can pick out product there and purchase it if you want, or just look and see what they have. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. That really helps us out. Also, subscribe if you like the content of our channel. That too helps us out as we go forward. Enjoy doing your CNC at home projects.
Oops.
And make sure to turn the audio on when you're going to do a recording. Then you don't have to do it twice.